Welcome back. Making a things we wish we knew video. See, this is where I spawned in. I moved like one block anyway. If you stay within the 32 to 38 blocks, I can never remember which one it is, and do all your harvesting right, as much as you can get done, there are no zombies to spawn, so it'll give you a nice good start. Once you've got all your materials ready to make it, honestly, the best thing we found, make your stone axe immediately. Don't worry about what quests say. We'll do that next. So now that we have our stone axe, we'll do a little experiment here. So we punch the tree. You can get some wood that way. Same with rocks. It just takes like 7 hits. Do this, boom, getting a whole lot more. Trying the rocks. Takes forever. But yeah, about 7 hits, you get 1 rock. Doing this, it's every other, roughly, even sometimes every hit. A lot faster, still faster to punch the grass. I'll make a wooden club just to show you. Level 1. So now we're going to make some arrows, and we'll show you basically just how fast this goes. So we stopped at 151 arrows, and basically just to show you, the last one was level 1, and now we're level 79. You can be having these craft in the background while you're going to do other things, such as loot everything in the beginning. Eventually you can get touchy or picky, but you look here, like we got meat, which is really hard to get early game, and meat stew, like that's kind of a ridiculous thing. I've never had it start that good ever.
You can always throw things away or scrap them that you don't need later, but early game, just grab everything because you might need it for something.
Yep. These bags sometimes are hard to see too. Now, like gun parts early, that's kind of nuts as well. And this alpha's kind of rough on your old, graphics, so that trash doesn't always look like it's going to have anything in it. And then you have these things that look like bags, and they're not. Another way to what we call nerd craft. We're going to show you a little cool difference here. If I do stone axe, right? We had a level 1, we made one. We get a level 2, we make another one. Level 4. So now if I do the same thing with shovels, shovels take slightly longer, but they take about the same materials. So we go up to 6, 8. Shovels do slightly better. You'll go slightly faster if you have the materials, but it's fine to do the stone axe. And so when it's nighttime, when you're trying to stay away from the running zombies, this is a really good way to level up your tools. So your next thing is to find somewhere to locate a base, right? And when you're first starting out, of course, Hub City is awful. We look at this house, the base of it isn't so great. It's made of wood. It'll get you through the first night if you need it. But you really want something with a better foundation, and we'll go find one in a moment. But what we want to do is make sure we don't end up in the Hub City. I've already marked it, but basically roughly 0, 0. So if you see up here at the top, we have this little crosshair and a flag, blah, blah, blah. In between that, you'll get coordinates. You'll go left, it's west, right is east, up north, down south, blah, blah, blah. But you want to be as close to 0, 0 as possible. And that's usually where the Hub City will be on a random gen map. All of them, actually. They generally populate that Hub City in the middle and then build out from there on the random gen. So one thing you really want to make sure of when you get a building, if you're going to go with it, try to make sure the base of it is brick or concrete. There's a whole lot more life on it than the wood one. And then you find you a ladder, if you've got one, break the bottom rung, and then you can jump and get on top. And there's cool stuff up here. And then if you break the bottom rung, the zombies can't get up here with you. Really good place to do this. Most POIs in cities have this. I think this is a passing gas. Yeah, passing gas. Shamway used to be our favorite. Mostly because once you're up here, if you set up a base, if you stay here and you're gonna stay in this base a while, it will not respawn the stuff inside once you loot it. And Shamway usually is no good at fledgling things.
Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want. Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want. Tell me what you want, what you want.
Once you get the workbench, if you go in and you want to make a better bow, I've already got it set to 25. I'll make some bows. You can combine things in here, right, to make them better. So while I'm upgrading my crafting skill, I can also be making bows and making them better. We generally do this to get them to level 600 as early as possible to get as much damage at them as possible. And eventually we'll throw them away or just set them somewhere when we find guns. So with the weapons, we kind of did a lot of testing with this, but you can use the knives. They're not very good because of the close range. If you look up here at the top, we have entity and block damage. Entity damage is what it does to the zombies. Block damage is what it does to blocks, like on a building. 4.85, 8.02, and it's a lower level, right? Now we get to the machete. Unfortunately, in this game, you have to find machetes. You can't make them. You have multiples, which I don't think I've ever found two in one match, but anyway, you can combine them, but it's really hard. You have to have steel to, or forged iron, I'm sorry, to repair them. And they're not that much better than the hunting knife. They do a lot more damage, but they're just not, you just don't find it. So you focus on the blunt stuff. Your wooden club is not very good. If I remember right, it's something like 8 entity damage at 600. Not great. Early as you can, get an iron reinforced club. That's pretty good. The barbed club, I never make them. They do cause some bleed. However, you see the entity damage there is 8.89 and it's level 533. And each of the spiked club, it's 10.94 and it's 200 levels less. Spiked club is amazing. Sledgehammer, really pretty good early game weapon. However, it uses so much stamina, and I'll show this, that it's really not worth using. It's really slow too. Like if we look here, bam, and honestly, for the most part, you'll kill things pretty fast with the spike club. If I take the sledgehammer, right now, spike club, let's watch this. With 93 to 88, spike club 95 from 6 to 82. Now, the one good thing about a sledgehammer, they do a lot of block damage, especially against steel. So that's kind of nice. They're kind of better to use almost as a breach thing than a weapon, but they're an okay weapon.
Yeah.
So you can make gunpowder in a workstation, in a workbench. However, the chem station is literally 100% better. So we'll show you that. Gunpowder, you need coal and nitrate, you need 2 and 2 to make the gun. I have to show you this. Oh, it takes so long. It makes 1. Chem station, gunpowder takes 1 in to make 1. You literally get double the amount. The chem station has some decent uses, but by far that's the best one. Another big one, you can make glue out of these bones, which you can get from cutting zombies up. Especially with a knife. Use your axe, doesn't work so great, but you get a couple here and there. Once you get a bone knife or a hunting knife, you get a lot of bones. Find you some murky water. Boom. So this last one might seem a little strange, but really you do find a lot of glass jars in the world, but maybe you don't have time to carry them or space to carry them, and you don't have time to go back to your base, so on and so forth. We found that if we just make 500, 1,500 of these jars, and then we go to a water source just to make it a point, we pretty much never run out of bottled murky water, which means you'll never run out of regular water once you get your fire going with a cooking pot. But all you need is sand, which turns into glass in the forge, and clay. And it's 1 clay for 10 glass. You get 5 glass per 1 sand and 5 for 1 clay. This hasn't been in there very long. I got 9 jars already. They do take a while to make, so it's one of those things you're going to want to kind of put in and make them while you're out doing other stuff. But this has really probably saved us a lot of time with crafting and not having to go back and do things. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, we apologize for losing the footage on episode 12, but we wanted to make this to try to at least put something in it for you all. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Peace out.